thought Chinese people don't have a critical thinking because living in China, nobody ever taught us to question things, to doubt things. I thought Western country would be different. However, people here are the same and even worse. Canadians are so easy to be brainwashed. In Canada, we only have one voice to be heard. Mainstream media here is entirely one-sided. It's biased. You almost cannot hear any opposite voice in this country. Who funds CBC? 70% of its funding comes from federal government. All the mainstream media are just mouthpieces for Liberal Party. Ironically, many Chinese people don't even trust our own media, which are controlled by Chinese government. However, Canadian people, especially liberals, just worship mainstream media like CBC. Hi, this is Yi Shan Zhang living in Vancouver. I'm an immigrant originally from China. Honestly, during the years I've been living here, I'm impressed by how kind and simple and sometimes naive Canadians can be. This might sound offending, but I'm just being honest and trying to help the country I'm currently living in. As a Chinese who spent my first 2 decades of years of life in China, I thought I was brainwashed enough. The ironic thing is, I even feel Canadians are more brainwashed than me. Canadians trust legacy media so much that they don't do their own research but simply believe whatever they are told. They don't question anything, just naturally believe whatever information they are fed with. I grew up in a country there's only one voice exists. We were forced to believe in one voice for one party because we don't have any other choice. But here people voluntarily to be brainwashed. They choose to believe in mainstream media, CBC, which is sponsored by federal government of Canada. In China, all media speak for CCP. In Canada, it's basically the same. All legacy media speak for the Liberal Party. As a result, there's no critical thinking. They view the world in a super simple way, genuinely believe the world is black and white. There is a standard answer for everything. The Liberal Party represents justice and good, and the Conservative Party is evil. It's that simple for them. They don't even care about their policies. Just the name of the party is enough for them to tell what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. If you say you support Conservative Party, those people just immediately label you as a bad person. In their pure, kind mind, good or evil is just a matter of the name of the party. Their thinking mode is that simple. I think the reason probably is Canadians are lucky to have this beautiful country. You were born with this democracy and social justice, the country under the rule of laws, beautiful nature, clean air, clean water, high quality of life. Life here is too easy compared to Chinese people who used to fight for living, for surviving in China. Those things you are born with, we have to fight for it. We never take it for granted. We have gone through so much hardship, so we won't view the world in that simple way. I'm just jealous of Canadians. You guys are so lucky to be born in such a great society that you never worry about your livelihood. You don't need to work that hard to make a living. However, this also makes you so kind, but also simple or even naive. Canadians are so easy to be fooled. For example, Canada has been suffering in the past decade. All the data shows the living quality, the GDP, the economy has been falling in the past decade. However, Canadians still allow this Prime Minister to be there for 10 years. It's hard to believe this is happening in a country with democracy. Someone like Justin Trudeau managed to stay in power for 10 years. Now that Trudeau is gone, we have a Trudeau 2.0 taking over, and everyone becomes so grateful. Just like the current situation of Canada was not caused by the same person, the same party. All of a sudden, all the struggle you've experienced is gone. Canadians don't even look into what Mark Carney has done. They only care about the nice words. This Mark Carney holds 3 passports. He's neither a member of parliament nor elected as a senator, but got this power from Liberal Party within. However, he's somehow a better performer than Justin Trudeau. As soon as he took office, Carney announced the cancellation of the carbon tax. Abolishing the carbon tax has been the promise of Conservative Party. It's been Conservative Party who has been working so hard to axe it, to cancel it, but failed because the Liberal Party has been opposing it. However, once the Liberal Party saw their post number dropping rapidly, all of a sudden they start to contradict themselves. The person who had been advocating for carbon tax in the past decade suddenly jumped out and said, I'm going to cancel it. The funny thing is Canadians not only believe it, but are so grateful. It's like someone being enslaved for 10 years. One day, the slave owner finally removes the shackles and sets you free. You just kneel down in gratitude. All the destruction and suffering and pain caused by the slave owner is gone and forgotten. Are Canadians that easy to be manipulated? And by the way, Canada's carbon emission accounts for 1.5 to 2% of the world's total. If taxation can be justified this way, then what's the next? The wind tax? A rain tax? A sunlight tax? Why not just the government take all the money from taxpayers directly? Carney signed an order declaring that the carbon tax would be abolished from April the 1st. However, does he have the authority to cancel this tax? Canada's carbon tax bill C-74 was established through Parliament. The law in this country requires legislative changes must be approved by Parliament. As the head of government, the Prime Minister does not have the power to overturn the law passed by Parliament. He just fooled the whole Canadian people. If you want to abolish the carbon tax, you must go through Parliament. However, the Liberal Party just shut down Parliament. They decided not to convene Parliament until the election. Why? I guess they don't want to debate with the leader of Conservative Party, Pierre Poilievre. Previously, Justin Trudeau was ultimately humiliated by Pierre Poilievre in Parliament when Pierre Poilievre just exposed his lies one by one. Apparently, Carney has learned this lesson. I'm not gonna face this strong opponent. And by the way, the so-called abolishment of carbon tax is only to cancel the tax applies to individuals purchasing gas, fuels, etc. While the carbon tax on businesses and industries remains in place, as if the cost from upstream industries won't be passed down to consumers. And the same thing happens to his GST policy. He recently announced that the first-time home buyers purchasing brand new properties under 1 million Canadian dollars would be exempt from GST, which is originally proposed by leader of Conservative Party. Carney just shamelessly steal it and copy it. Pierre Poilievre introduced this idea back in October 2024. Back then, it is the Liberal Party strongly opposed it. Yet, kind Canadians are still living in their pinky bubbles, believe everything is okay, everything is good. Liberal Party serves the people because they represent good. If Canadians are this easy to be manipulated and fooled, this country is gonna be hopeless.